Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your hosts, and you're listening to the Global Heroes podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we're looking into a really unique art form getting some major attention right now.
That's right. We're diving into an exhibition called iNgqikithi, yokuPhica Weaving Meanings. Telephone wire art from South Africa.
Okay.
It's happening at the Museum of International Folk Art in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
And it's a big deal, isn't it?
It really is. This is actually the first major exhibition of this specific art form in any North American museum.
Wow. So it's really opening a door for people here.
Definitely. It gives you this incredible window into the history, the culture, and just the amazing artistry involved.
Absolutely. And, it's more than just looking at pretty things. There's a whole journey here.
Mm-hmm.
Our sources mention that wire itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's been part of South African life since, the 16th century?
Yeah, way back. And initially, it wasn't art in the way we might think of it now. It was used as a marker of social status.
Social status?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So wire itself had significance even then.
It did. And it makes you wonder, what kind of status did different types of wire mean different things?
Right. How is that expressed?
Exactly. It tells you something about the society at the time, that this material already carried weight.
Okay, so jump forward a bit. How does it go from being a status marker to this vibrant art medium, especially using recycled telephone wire?
Well, that's where the incredible creativity of South African artisans comes in.
Resourcefulness, maybe?
Totally. They took what was available, often discarded stuff, like this colorful telephone wire, and just transformed it. The exhibition kind of walks you through that evolution. You see how this repurposing led to these amazing, often really bright and complex contemporary pieces.
So the story of ingenuity.
Definitely. A testament to that human drive to create, even with unconventional materials.
And what kinds of things are actually in the exhibition? You mentioned contemporary, but is it all modern sculpture?
Oh, the range is quite broad. You've got traditional pieces like Eisenbench. Yeah, those are these really intricately woven lids for beer pots. And those pots and lids were important, for social gatherings, for ceremonies. So an everyday object, but culturally significant.
Right, connecting to daily life and tradition.
Exactly. But then you also see these incredible contemporary sculptures, vessels that are just beautifully made, even ceremonial objects reimagined in wire.
So it covers a lot of ground.
It really does. And all of it ties back to the cultural history of KwaZulu-Natal mainly, but also South Africa more broadly.
So it's not just about the weaving technique itself. There's a narrative there.
Very much so. This art form has, for centuries really, been a way to express cultural identity.
A form of communication almost.
Yeah, and a vital creative outlet. The exhibition really highlights that continuity, how the artistic drive and the connection to heritage stay strong, even as materials and forms change.
Now, a collection like this, covering historical and contemporary work, it doesn't just appear overnight.
No, definitely not. The heart of the show is the David Arment Southern African Collection.
Okay.
It was put together and then very generously donated by David Arment and Jim Rimelspach.
And Arment has a long history with this.
Oh, yes. Over 30 years traveling to Africa, witnessing this art form evolve firsthand.
Wow. So he saw the changes happen.
Right. And their collection reflects that it has both the older historical pieces and the newer contemporary works. It gives you a really valuable perspective on how things developed.
And putting the exhibition itself together.
Yeah.
That must have required careful collaboration.
Absolutely. And that's one of its real strengths. It was deeply collaborative.
How so?
Well, you had the guest curator, Dr. Elizabeth Perrell, working very closely with the community curator, Muziwandile Gigaba.
Okay, bringing in local expertise.
Exactly. Gigaba is an indigenous knowledge expert, and crucially, they also involved a committee of other indigenous knowledge experts.
To ensure authenticity.
Precisely. That included Muziwandile Hadebi, Nantombifuthi Wimule, who's from Mafumulo, and Ntutho Ko Kuzwayo. The whole idea right from the start was to foreground the artists' voices and make sure the cultural perspectives were authentic and central to the exhibition.
That sounds incredibly important for this kind of work. Did Muziwandile Gigaba share his thoughts on what this means?
He did. He talked quite powerfully about this sense of self-empowerment this project fostered among Zulu artists and communities.
Empowerment through art.
Yeah. He mentioned how bringing this comprehensive collection together with direct input from the artists reinforces a sense of togetherness, a shared humanity. He felt it was like a truly historic thing to be part of.
That's wonderful to hear. And David Arment, the collector, after seeing it evolve for so long, What was his feeling about sharing it?
He expressed just immense excitement, finally getting to share this art he loves with a much wider audience through the museum and, well, with the world.
Understandable after decades of connection.
Right. He clearly has this deep appreciation for the weavers' skill, their vision, and the cultural weight of their work.
It sounds like the exhibition isn't just static objects and cases either.
No, they've worked hard to bring it to life. They've included original video interviews with the artists themselves.
Well, great.
And also weaving demonstrations on video.
So you can see the process.
Exactly. These were made with South African filmmakers, led by Zamo McKees. It gives you this fantastic behind-the-scenes look.
Making it more personal.
Yeah, a more intimate connection to the traditions and the people actually creating these incredible pieces.
An exhibition like this, with international collaboration and multimedia, it must take significant support.
It certainly does. It was made possible by the International Folk Art Foundation, for one.
Okay.
And also a grant from the William H. and Maddie Wattis Harris Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, significant contributions from David Arment and Jim Rimelspach themselves, and other donors through the Museum of New Mexico Foundation's Exhibition Development Fund.
So a real community effort to bring it to the public.
Definitely. That kind of backing is crucial for these culturally rich projects.
Okay, so for our listeners who might be near Santa Fe or planning a trip, how long do they have to see it?
You've got a good amount of time, actually. The exhibition, iNgqikithi, yokuPhica, Weaving Meanings, Telephone Wire Art from South Africa, it's on view right through March 2026.
March 2026. Plenty of time to plan.
Yep. At the Museum of International Folk Art in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
And if people want to find out more online before they go, or if they can't make it?
The museum's website is the place to go. You can find all the details there. It's moifa.org.
Got it.
Mm.
So, recapping our deep dive today, we've explored this incredible Weaving Meanings exhibition. We've touched on the deep history, the amazing innovation.
And the profound cultural significance that's literally woven into this South African telephone wire art.
Yeah, it really is a powerful example of that human need to create, doesn't it? And to express identity through art.
It truly is. And what strikes me is how something so, well, humble maybe, like discarded wire, it's initially used for just practical reasons or social signals, gets transformed by sheer artistic vision and skill.
Right.
Into something that tells such a rich story about history, culture, and just human creativity. It really makes you think about the potential hiding in everyday things around us.
That's a great point. Well, thank you for joining us on this exploration today. It's been fascinating.
It really has. My pleasure.
And thank you for listening to the Global Heroes Podcast. Just a reminder to subscribe to our weekly positive newsletter. You can find the link on our website.
Don't miss out.
And of course, please follow us on social media. And you can also stream our series, It's a Beautiful World, over on Prime Video. Thanks again for tuning in.